These are the bananas we're gonna harvest. Hey, what's up guys? It's Farmer Jack and welcome to another episode. And today I'm gonna show you what we've planted for winter season. So this is like a winter reset, if you will. In our garden, we finally planted all of our members out, probably 200 gardens, 200 backyards in the last month, which is incredible. So this past weekend I had the opportunity to plant my yard, which was always a good time because I get to plant my favorite things. So, and everybody else in our community. So we harvested all our sweet potatoes, our jicama. We had like buckets of root crops from summer. We saved all the seeds so we could do those crops again next summer. And then we basically tractored over a bunch of really, really good soil. And right behind me, you'll see I raked it all out, fertilized, I aerated it out like a savage. Early Saturday, my neighbors were probably like, what is this person doing? And what I was doing was cultivating the land. And I planted a bunch of stuff right after. Today we're gonna plant some more stuff. I've got some bok choy here and some romaine, some sort of lettuce. We're trialing a bunch out. So I wanna get some in the ground. So yeah, in this video, I'm just gonna kind of show you what we got going now. Obviously there's gonna be a lot more rounds of crops, but it's first week in November and I'm pretty stoked on what we do have. So let's get into it. Mr. Bombastic. Cool, this is really our second year taking this really like seriously, right? Where we fully planted it out and kind of tended to it all season. And we learned a lot from last year. So meaning we kind of just like did little patches of stuff and they weren't organized and they shade each other out and have kind of a different trajectory of growth. For example, carrots take 4 or 5 months to grow. Some things take like 1 month, you know, and they're huge in your face mustard greens. So it's not good to plant it near your carrot patch. It might drown it all out before they establish. So without getting too complex, we just basically were like, we need to organize where 1 row carrots, 1 row cabbage, 1 row broccoli. So that's basically what we did. It's gonna be carrots, Napa cabbage, and then we interplanted romaine, cauliflower and broccoli along the 2 strips, red cabbage. We want a lot of cabbage for kimchi, so that's why we chose 2 rows. And peppers, we'll do radish, and then kale, and I want to do bok choy and more lettuces here. As you can see, it's much more organized. All of these are super little, but I really want to show you the magic of this. It's crazy. In 6 weeks, we're gonna have cabbage heads and bok choy and all of it. So it's really exciting. As you can see, we need to put the fencing back up because these rabbits are real. They're gonna come in and they're gonna eat a bunch of these crops if we don't do that. So I'm gonna do that after this video so they don't eat any of this stuff. And I wanna do a gate eventually and make it all pretty, but we're getting there. So anyways, as you can see, there's like 20% of it left to plant, 15% of it left to plant. I'm gonna plant some bok choy right now, show you how I do it, pretty easy. I have a tray I start them in, and then I pop them out with a fork. I have a spoon today, that's all I have. But fork works better. But spoon is all we have. What are you gonna do? So I'm gonna use this spoon to plant the bok choy. We're gonna throw the sprinkler on, and heck yeah, I'm gonna show you the other garden back by the guest house. Let's get it. So you wanna wet these really good, like water them down before you pull them out or else they'll come apart. So that's key. So I watered the tray first, and when they're wet, you could separate these. You see how there's 3 kinda together? So if you're real gentle, you can separate them. And then look, you double your product. You could probably fit more in here, but with the drip, it doesn't get as good of coverage. So every 12 inches is good, but you could really push it like 8 inches spacing on the bok choy and get really good baby bok choy heads. But I think 12-inch spacing is good. New bok choy. There's this saying I've come up with in the last several years of growing and doing what I do and helping people grow abundance. And it's this, it's really simple. Plant daily. If you plant every single day, you're gonna have abundance. There's no question about it. Planting, arrow sign, abundance. So it starts with planting. It starts with getting in the dirt and doing it. You know, you're not gonna just magically walk out and it's ready to harvest. No, you gotta plant it. And it's kind of a, you know, they say it in the Bible, you know, you reap what you sow. You get what you plant. So get started, plant daily, baby, plant daily. Cool, so we got some carrots from Johnny Seeds. They're classic company out of Maine, and farmers use them, yeah, because they're reliable. So I'm gonna show you how we do it. I could use a seeder and be super smooth with it and fill up the seeder if we had it, and we just fill this up and it'd go really quick. Or we could just make a little trench with this, you know, scuffle hoe or whatever this is. You could use a stick weeder and make a little trench and drop them in. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get it. They're being really kind. All right. Cool, so I was gonna do 3 rows initially, like last year, of carrots in each one of these, which is a 30-inch row. But, yeah, that's fine. Damn. Cool, so I was gonna do 3 rows of carrots initially, but this 30-inch row, all these are 2.5 feet wide. This one's more like 36 inches. It's kind of wider, so I'm gonna do 4 rows. Hella carrots, it's gonna be amazing. Come February and my birthday, we're gonna be pulling carrots out of this thing and eating them. But I don't wanna do it all at once. That's the main thing I wanna mention. A rookie gardener would come through and say, oh yeah, let's plant all the carrots right now, 20,000 seeds, go. But the problem is, you'll get them all at once. In like a 2-week period, you have 5,000 carrots. So instead, we're gonna do it in succession, it's called. Succession planting. So you plant this much carrots, and then another 25%, then another 25%. So you have it over the course of several months. You have this long window of pulling out carrots because there's succession. So I'm only gonna plant this little bit and we'll water in this little bit, and then I'll come back in 3 or 4 weeks and we'll do this section. And we'll do it all throughout the season. So all of winter and spring, we're gonna be having carrots from this section. Cool, so this is our guest house garden, raised bed style. So we could showcase our raised beds and how amazing they work. We kind of do our salad greens here. Up there is more of our veggies, cabbage, all that stuff. And this is our greens, like our arugula, mizuna, chai jimmy sai, tropicana lettuce, celeries, bok choy, kale. So literally we'll come in here and just take a harvest bowl and take scissors and just cut a little from all these 7 or 8 different kinds of lettuces, and then we'll put it in the salad. We'll chop it up real fine and put some dressing on it. It's the greatest thing of all time. So honestly, I missed this all summer, so I'm getting giddy just thinking about it. Like, look how quick this stuff grows. It's insane. Anyway, so Ken, who lives right next to us here, he kind of helps us out with the garden. He was on the podcast, shout out Ken. He planted all this last week, or maybe even 2 weeks ago. 10 days ago, this stuff grows so quick, it's insane. He planted all this and extended the irrigation. We only had these 2 last year, so we could just get more greens because we really like to consume the salads every night. Anyways, I think he did great. Like, he maxed out these beds with all these different greens. I planted that front field this last week, so we're gonna have a ton this year. It's just kind of cool how much more we're planting because we kind of know our needs at this point and what we like to grow. So we put up some more rabbit fencing. As you could see, we just threw them up with these old boards we had left over. We just wanted to reuse, and it's working great. So the rabbits, even they come around, they don't get up in these beds, and we have abundance. So I'm gonna do the honors of the first bite. Mizuna. So cool. I'm not gonna harvest really because we're a few days out before it's like, cut it. But anyways, I'm not gonna harvest yet because it's still like another week out before we're harvesting. And it's insane how quick this grows. It's a 25-day crop. This is salad greens, arugula, Mizuna from seed. So what is that, 3 or 4 weeks? Pretty amazing. 3 weeks from seed, you're harvesting salad greens. Look how much that is. So depending on time of year too, sometimes it's quicker, sometimes it's slower. If it's a little colder out, it'll take longer to grow. But they love this shoulder time of the year when it's like kind of in between really hot and like cool. They kind of grow kind of quick. And that's what we're seeing here. So they'll be twice as tall literally within a week. And then we're gonna come out and start harvesting. You almost have to harvest to a point or else they'll start going to seed and just, you know, going through their life cycle of being done growing. But if we harvest them, we'll just come in and kind of buzz cut some of these salad greens and then it'll regenerate and come right back in like 7 to 10 days. So it's a cut and come back crop, we call it. So it's not one of these where we harvest the carrot and then we're done. That's all we're getting, we have to replant. These greens we cut back 4, 5, 6 times throughout the season and it provides. And then we'll rip it out and then seed a new patch. But the idea is that it regenerates. It's a cut and come back crop. Yeah, we'll check in on this in a couple weeks. But anyways, that's the garden tour, guys. I hope you guys learned some stuff. And I just wanted to show you what we are doing this season. So hopefully you can get inspired and grow a lot of this stuff in your yard. You know, this is stuff you could grow up north. If you're in New York or Illinois or one of these northern climates all summer, this is what they grow. But if you're in Florida, this is what we grow in winter. Cool, guys, that's the garden tour video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. It really means a lot to our channel. And we want to keep putting these videos out about what we're doing to show people how to grow abundance on their land. No, this is super valuable to me. I hope that you guys learned a thing or two in this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, like, it means a lot, and subscribe, and we appreciate your support. We'll see you next time.